in this 10 days workshop, we decided to break down improvisation according to in different terms, which we had already kind of vaguely come to over the last 4 years when we did on and off improvisations, interdisciplinary improvisations. But now there was a need to really make it formal. And so Pravin started with making a dictionary. The dictionary had quite a few things, but more things, but also the terms, as we now call them. We had pulse, we had pacing, we had
flow, and a counterpoint became the big.
That was the very interesting one, which was very easy and clear in music, but in movement much more diffuse somewhere, but therefore also more interesting to work on.
You know, how does one translate from music into another kind of performance, where, let's say with lights or with painting or with the body, as an actor would or a dancer would? How do we listen to each other better? And this was the idea of the terms.
Accent.
How do you actually understand it in working? And so if you took a term like dynamic, for instance, it has a very particular usage in music. And can we actually come to that similar kind of particularity while working with the body, or or light, or space, just working with space, for instance? Which is why we like doing this, the improvisation format. It's fascinating, and for us personally, for our work, and how it takes us forward towards a better understanding of the terms.
Of the terms, yes, and that was what I liked about these 10 days, is that we never judge an idea, someone's improvisational idea. We just judge it by terms, or how people are listening or interacting. And so the idea is that it's so interesting to see how people think, and you can see all these undercurrents with everyone, and psychology, and
their own personalities, everything. Yeah. So there was no question of judging something as it's good or it's bad, it's interesting or non-interesting, but to say that, does it actually explore the term, or does it not explore the term?
Or is it another term?
Yeah, or and sometimes a new term pops out of it, and then we discuss that term, and then we make an improvisation out of that. kind of finished.
Which is now 4 minutes. What for me was such a learning point was the prop, how that becomes sort of it's the death of an improvisation. Like the famous toy piano, but so that can kill off anything. I had never thought of it like that, and also that even if an idea is good, at some point it has to go. And I found that a very useful term. What did you call it? Lifespan.
Yes.
Yeah. So
it's much better. It's much better term to say lifespan.
Lifespan is a beautiful.
The lifespan of a particular.
And it's that on the outside you feel everybody knows when an idea has to go, but on the inside it's different especially when there's a prop, then it's like artificially, it's like some medical machine which keeps something artificially alive which should be dead.
But you don't want to let go.
Yeah.
You're focusing on one particular idea that you lose track of what's happening around and all the other possibilities.
Yeah.
And 6 of you are in the space, you get locked to one little prop, forgetting that there are like 5 other artists who you can actually be working off. And your insistence on something can actually kill the improvisation for everybody as well. Of course, like a lot of the time, we were setting slightly impossible time frames, so that you would
a
end
little
up
bit too long.
Just a little bit too long, because then you end up at a place where saying, oh, now we've exhausted that idea, and then how do you actually? Probably where the more interesting creative ideas come.
Yeah, they did.
I think that idea you had in the middle of the workshop to say, hey, I have woken up with these 3 scores and I'm just jotting it and let's see if we can use it. And for me that gave a new impetus. I mean, having started with the terms, to actually structure them, to understand how you can use those terms to structure a creation, that was a good moment in this workshop.
Yeah, and still people were doing their own. They were doing their trajectories and being together, but also listening then to the other trajectory. It was quite an eye-opener.
2 groups doing the same thing were very different.
Very differently, yeah.
How long you have time? 1 minute.
I've been thinking about what a next workshop like this over 10 days could be. Of course, this can be repeated, and for some people we can keep exploring this when I think it's not done or something. It's never done.